isn't
it? How's it going, everybody? Texas Matt here. I hope that you guys are having a spectacular day. If you guys would, please give this video a thumbs up. If you guys do enjoy it, subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, doing the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos here on the channel. Also, if you guys have any movies, shows, or games you guys want me to cover here on the channel, please let me know in the comment section down below. You guys can also follow me on Twitch at Douglas447. I stream there at least once a week, whether it's for Halo, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Destiny 2, or anything else you guys suggest me to stream over there. And we're going to be talking about the film Unsung Hero from 2024. And this is going to be a video with my special guest.
Nickname... What did you give me?
Michigan Man.
Michigan Man? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's because I was born in Michigan. You're born in Texas. So, I guess that works.
Yeah. Pop, okay. Weasel. Anyway, so, it's been a while. We've only done a couple of these videos where I've had special guests on. Last one I think that you did a video with me on, was...
Feels like it was at least a good couple of years ago.
I think it was Alita Battle Angel. And then the one prior to that was when I was starting up my YouTube channel and I was raging at the fact of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah, I remember
being trash. So I think you did that one with me, but it's been a while. So if you guys want to see more of these videos where the two of us are on camera together and you guys want us to talk about movies or a show or a game together on the same channel.
Sorry.
My guest is opening bags of Gushers.
You want some?
Later. So if you guys want to see more of these types of videos in the future, do let us know, and we might do so. A lot of times when I'm doing the videos by myself, sometimes the videos can be like as short as 4 to 5 minutes. Sometimes they can be 8 to 15. I know for a fact that you guys sometimes like longer content, a lot more information being given, and having two people with possibly two different thoughts and opinions on a movie or a show. So, without no further ado, we're going to be talking about this film. The film came out here in 2024. It's about 2 hours long, and it is rated PG. And I want to start off with the fact, so I've got some bullet points, and that's how we're kind of going to do this video, is that I'm going to go through some bullet points. I'm going to talk about things. I'm going to let you talk about a couple things, Michigan Man. And we'll wrap everything up with our final thoughts and opinions and our overall score from 1 to 10. 10 being spectacular, amazing, and 0 being please just burn it and send it to hell.
Okay.
So, first of all, I want to talk about the fact that I think that if you have no knowledge of the band For King and Country, and if you are a fan of their music, like if you have no knowledge of For King and Country and you don't know who the band is, I think you can still enjoy this film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that if you're not a believer in what this film is based on, which is Christianity, I think you can still enjoy this film. And even if you've heard of the band For King and Country or Rebecca St. James, if you're not a fan of either group / band and their music, I think you can still watch this film and enjoy it. Because it's not so much like the movie I Can Only Imagine, where it's like, okay, you're going to watch this film because you really like that song and it's an origin story of that song. That's not really what this film is about. While it has For King and Country songs, the focus is set more on being an origin story for the American singer of Rebecca St. James. So if you go into this film with having seen the trailer and be like, oh, it's a freaking King and Country movie and it's showing you the origins of the band, it kind of does that, sort of, but it's like it's briefly mentioned at the end, but that's not the focus of the film, and that's why I was kind of confused. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting an origin story for the brothers, and well,
in a way it kind of is.
We do get that, but it's not the primary focus of the film. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's more about how they came to America and the struggle of their family when they were younger. And obviously their I think it's their older sister.
Yeah,
Probably
Rebecca.
the oldest of the family.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's more of a.
you do kind of see the beginning of maybe where they got the idea of the band.
Yeah, they got the inspiration from their sister.
Yeah, I could see that.
And tried to follow in her footsteps. But the primary focus of the film isn't so much that. I mean, you kind of get that for like the last 30 minutes or so, but the primary focus of the film is the family's struggle. You've got a mom and dad, and then 6 kids, plus a 7th one that's born during the movie in the United States. So it's more of a family dynamic, and it's more dealing with themes and concepts of prayer, family, love, miracles. It really focuses on the struggles of life. It also deals with pride, especially with the husband, forgiveness and thankfulness. Anything on those themes or concepts you wanted to talk about when it comes to like certain parts of the film?
Well,
go ahead.
We'll just go through what you got here.
Okay, so like when it comes to prayer, they've got a scene in the film where they got like a prayer board of sorts. So they got like these index cards, and they've got it like, okay, everything that we need to pray for, and then they've got another section right next door to it, kind of, where it's like, okay, the prayers been fulfilled. So we don't really need to talk about praying like, oh, we got a washing machine. Okay, we don't need to pray out for that specifically. We need to pray more for other things.
There was, I noticed quite a little. There was something about that the way that I forget the character's name or even what his actual name is, but the dad.
Yeah.
At that point, he was basically without work. So he's seeing all this and he's looking at, all these expenses and, he's feeling the pressure, the weight, and the kids are just like, hey, we're getting things. They're so hopeful, they're saying that, prayers are being answered, and it just, you kind of see, I guess, like, 2 different viewpoints.
Yeah.
And I think they portrayed that pretty well throughout the movie, actually.
Agreed.
So
for sure. Obviously, the family dynamics are played a lot throughout the entire film's runtime. It deals with miracles. I think miracles, and miracles and thankfulness that gets played into the film. Especially, I think we get that scene where these. I wouldn't necessarily say wealthy, but they're doing well in life where they can give this family that's struggling the van.
Oh,
and they're like,
the family that they meet. Yeah.
They just give the keys to the mom and dad. And they're like, here you go. And it's on Thanksgiving, obviously, so thankfulness and miracle. So I thought that was a really cool scene. And then you got the mom with the Christmas wish list from all the kids, and they're basically not inside of a Dollar General or a Dollar Tree. And you got I don't want to say wealthy because they're not wealthy, but the family that's they're good in life when it comes to finances. And she's looking at the mom for the family of 7 kids, and she's telling her, it's like, you're not going to find most of the stuff that's on your kids' wish list here. And she's like, yeah, I can see that. And then Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
I think it was Christmas Eve.
And you've got all these. You've got that couple, and then you've got like neighbors and church members, and they brought Christmas gifts. They brought a washer, a dryer, furniture, bed frame, bed. You can see the quote unquote U-Haul sitting in their driveway with all the furniture in it coming out and whatnot. And you got Christmas caroling going on, and it's like, it's just like,
Yeah, and again, even with that, the dad is seeing that as, again,
I can't provide for my family. Yeah. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of emotion going on, and that all bubbles up into the final point. Kind of, I want to talk about when it comes to concepts and themes in the film is pride. We get that where the wife gives birth to their 7th kid, and the dad is like, he's talking to the hospital's financier, and he negotiates the bill down from like, I think it's like $6,000 down to $3,000.
Yeah.
And they make this arrangement, doing $250 a month. And, you find out that somebody anonymously paid for the entire hospital bill.
Yeah. I wonder who.
Yeah. I'm like, obviously we as the audience kind of can put two and two together who it was. But there is this explosive moment when the husband and wife get home with the baby, and the dad confronts the other guy that obviously helped pay for the hospital bill, and you can see the pride and whatnot. It's like, I had him negotiated down to $3,000, and I can provide for my family. And he's like, I'm just trying to help. I've got the ability to help people. He's like, just back off. Like, you don't have to give my family everything. Let me be, the man of the household. Let me be the breadwinner and be able to do stuff. I know I'm struggling, but like, you're taking away all my joy and ability. We can also see that pride come out in the fact that he's trying to, quote unquote, protect his daughter, Rebecca St. James, as we know her today. He's trying to protect Rebecca from the hostile and dangerous work environment of the music industry in that backyard.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, always like, people aren't nice. Everyone's looking out for themselves, and you're not going to be good enough. You're scared to just sing in front of me. How do you expect to do it in front of, a group of people that are going to be testing to see if you're worthy enough to get a label?
It is a very hard thing to get into.
Yeah.
And to continue doing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're watching this, you keep up with music, but it's like there are only so many musicians and bands out there and artists. And it's like, it is a struggle, and a lot of people don't want to take risks anymore on bringing on new people, which is why, you get an artist and, they're producing music they got a new album like every 2-3 years. There's some artists that put out new music every 6 to 9 months. And it's like they're trying to keep afloat and, provide and stay relevant. You gotta stay relevant, especially in this day and age of social media.
And of course you have the what do you call them, the tours and things like that too.
Yeah.
Which that helps with bringing more money in.
Like Imagine Dragons, they've got a new album coming out later in June, and they just put out an album I think it was like a year and a half ago. And I was like, great if you got the songs and you got the stuff ready, but it's like, they've just been rolling music out ever since like 2016 like crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the movie. I will say, I think I laughed, I cried, and I smiled throughout. I honestly, with no knowledge of the events leading up to the formation of Rebecca St. James as an artist and the band for King and Country, I honestly didn't know what to expect when it came to certain points in the film. I did think that they were going to kill the mom off when she...
when she gave birth to
she gave birth to the 7th kid. I honestly thought she was going to die. I was like, are you kidding me? We're going to get one of these movies? So that was a very scary moment, honestly. It kind of brought a tear to my eye. She lives. Spoilers. She does live. She does not die. So if you're worried about,
I'm sure that anybody knows the history of the family would already know that.
But I want to let you guys know she does live. So you don't need to walk into the movie theater with 3 boxes of tissue and Kleenex.
Hey, we're not going to have a problem with Brisk Bottle and Taco Bell, are we? We're not trying to do any promoting.
We're not doing product placement here whatsoever. Especially not for Halo Infinite or the Jurassic Park franchise or the Star Wars pillow behind me. No, not at all. Yeah, you just saw that? We just figured that out?
I just thought about that. I know there's,
I should get my Star Wars and Digimon in there too. Or I can rotate I got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and a Lost poster on the other side of this camera. So, yeah, I could swap them out once in a while if you want me to.
Okay.
Anyways, I also think the usage of real life film from like cameras and whatnot, that also kind of helps bring you into realizing, hey, these things did happen. Like, we get camera footage from like 1991, 1993, 1994. You got the kid with the camera, and so they put that real life footage and they mix it in with the film that's happening on screen. And so I think that helped, like, bridge the gap as to, like, hey, these things did happen. This person, the family was on the train instead of taking the plane.
Oh, yeah.
From leaving the airport to get to their house. And they had to borrow somebody's car and such. So, I think the acting is spectacular from everybody, except for the children. Okay? The children in this movie, I thought were irritating. I understand.
Irritating?
I thought they were irritating. I understand
That's
why.
an interesting way to put it. All right.
I thought they were irritating. There were certain points in the film I was just like, would you please go away? I don't like you.
Why?
I just except for Rebecca. Like, if you just focused on the characters of the dad, the mother-in-law, the dad. By the way, John Locke is in here from Lost. He's great. I like him. I know he's in the Walking Dead universe right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's the head of what's called the CRM. It's this military group. So he's in. We've got the Walking Dead show, Fear the Walking Dead. Both of those have ended. They've got a Dixon show, which is just following him in his own solo adventures. They've got another Walking Dead show that follows up after the Walking Dead, and he's like the villain. So I don't remember the actor's name, so shoot me. No pun intended.
The acting that,
But I think John Locke,
yeah.
I'm just going to keep calling him John Locke. John Locke from Lost being in this movie was great. He does a great job. He's in the movie, not all that much. I'd give him like maybe 2 to 5 minutes of screen time, but his presence was welcome. I enjoyed him for the role he played.
Any role that I've seen him in, I think he's executed rather well.
Agreed.
I haven't seen him in The Walking Dead. I haven't watched that in forever.
Yeah.
But
I think his best performance, honestly, was in Star Trek: The Next Generation episode Pegasus.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he played an admiral, and he was a captain of a prototype for a Federation cloaked ship.
Right.
So, anyway, I think everybody in the film did a great job, except for the kids. I think the kids were irritating. Like, if you just focus...
What's wrong with the kids?
If you just focus... No, hang on.
I want to hear this one.
Hang on. If you just focus on John Locke, the dad, the mom, the mother-in-law, and Rebecca, if you just focus on those 5 main characters, I think the film works well. But you've got these other I'm going to call them characters, okay? You've got the other characters. You've got 5 other kids plus a baby. I understand this is based on real life events. I understand all that. However, they don't do anything.
They don't
except
they don't play a very important role necessarily.
Hang on. They don't do anything except for complain, whine, play pretend pirates at a playground. Also, they can mention the song from King Country called
from kids.
You can have think about it. You can have kids in a movie and them not be irritating.
Okay.
There is a difference between kids, and it's how they're written. It's how they're written. Now, hang on a second. I'm going to bring you up an example. You can have kids in a movie, and they can act and they can behave like kids. There's a fine line that you have to ride between irritating and understandable. No. There is a fine line between irritating and smart and or comedy relief. The kids have to serve a purpose in the film for me to actually care about them. For them to have a purpose, a reason, a motivation, an arc. There needs to be some good reason why they're in the film. Two perfect examples of this is the Iron Giant. The kid is comedy relief. He's smart. He's intelligent. Second example, we watch the movie if we need to. Second example is the Goonies. The kids in that film, they're not irritating. They're stupid. They're comedy relief. No, but
it's a fun movie to watch.
There you go. But the kids are not irritating. They use their quote-unquote Inspector Gadgets. They're using their smarts. They're using their brains. Yeah. They are written as if they're written like kids, okay? They're written like kids, kids. They're written like kids during summer vacation. But they're not written like they were born yesterday. They're not stupid. They're not irritating to watch. These kids in this movie for Unsung Hero are written so all they do is whine and complain. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I got it the first time, okay? We as the audience understand you're hungry and this family is struggling in life. But dear God, if you say I'm hungry one more time, I'm going to throw a cheeseburger at you. Like, comment.
Well, I think part of how they were portrayed in the movie was to help kind of amplify the struggle of what was going on at that time in the family. They had almost basically no money. And the kids, I mean, when they first get to the house, I forget where...
They moved to Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. They had no furniture. Nothing. There was nothing there. I'm not even sure if they even had a refrigerator. They didn't have a washer or a dryer. They had no beds. They had... All they had with them is all they really had.
They did have a refrigerator because if you remember, there's a scene where the mom is opening... She opens up the fridge. She's making a list while the dad's talking and whatnot. And he closes the door to the refrigerator. It's like, here's a list. It's going to be a long walk. Take this person, that person. These two kids that I don't care about with you because it's going to be a long walk there back.
Yeah, and I think
they don't have
that
the van.
Happened, what, maybe the next day or something?
Yeah.
Because that was after he got back from...
losing the gig.
Yeah. So,
but they didn't. When they moved to the house, they didn't have any furniture. They did not have a washer and dryer, and that's proven by the fact that you see the mom and dad doing laundry in the bathtub. You see, they do give you that scene, so it's clear and understanding, when and where
they're hanging it on the line in the house.
Yeah, and you can see, which leads to the Christmas miracle. That's what we call that saying, Christmas miracle.
But no, the kids themselves. They do play a purpose in showing the struggle of what's going on in the family, basically right from the beginning, at least when they get to the U.S. And that, like you mentioned earlier, the list of what they had on the wall.
The prayer wall.
Yeah, the prayer wall. Again, you see, there's a sense of, hey, we're getting things. There's a sense of hope. That they kind of...
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And yes, they are asking for things, and it seems kind of annoying, which I'm sure it seemed that way maybe a bit to the dad. Because again, he feels all that weight on his shoulders and the pressure of all this financial stuff going on, and he can't pay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't even say that the kids were really begging. It's that they were asking and... hoping and praying, and I think they actually kind of understood to a certain extent of what was going on.
Except for the baby, none of them were like, I don't want to say they were. I don't want to say. That's why I'm not saying they're stupid. They were intelligent in the fact that they knew that the family dynamics, the family finances, were in dire straits. Okay, they were in the shithole, okay? They were in doo-doo, okay, when it came to money.
And they actually even helped when it came to trying to earn money. They helped their dad. They helped each other.
Yeah, with the lawn
because they came up with the lawn idea.
Yeah, the lawn service and the house cleaning service. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that they're not stupid.
No.
That's why when I want to make sure we're clear. I don't think the kids as characters were written stupid. I think they were written as irritating characters because they kept
to an extent.
They were irritating because all I felt like, based on what you just said, I agree with what you said. Is like, they're trying to be they're praying and doing this and that, but that's all they did.
True.
For the whole runtime, they didn't have And this is the problem when it comes to main characters in any movie or show. You have to have an arc. Your characters have to have an arc. Now, if your character or characters in your movie do not have an arc, and we can see this, obviously you guys know me and my love for Star Wars. The primary reason I started this channel is because of my distaste for Star Wars The Last Jedi. Is when you look at the original trilogy, I mean, you can even look at the original 3 movies separately. Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, mostly Luke and Han. They have, well, no, Leia.
Are we talking about the unsung hero or Star Wars?
I'm talking about Star Wars for a moment. When it comes to characters. When you look at Luke, Han, and Leia, in every single movie, they have an arc. Leia goes from being this high up princess to realizing, hey, shit's happening on the fan, and not everything's going to be peachy keeney and no blood is lost. Luke goes from being a smuggler to love interest and hero boy. Luke goes from being a farm plant boy to being, part of the rebellion.
You mean Han Solo?
Sure.
Went from being... You just said the same name twice.
Solo went from smuggler to hero of the galaxy with the Falcon. Yeah. Luke went from Sam boy farm person and becomes one of the best X-Wing pilots ever and Jedi in training. But my point is those 3 characters have an arc in A New Hope, and they obviously have a different arc in Empire Strikes Back and in Return of the Jedi. But the kids in this movie, they have none of that. They're just like, I'm hungry. Let's go to the playground. Mommy, I'm hungry. Hey, what are we doing? Oh, like, shut up!
Gosh, man. Don't give him a kid.
No.
Hey.
I love kids. Okay, I love kids. I do. I love kids. After they're done with their diaper stage.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. All right. So maybe
walking shit machine. All good. Everyone has to do that. Everyone has that stage in life. It's just, it is what it is. But I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it. I can understand why it has to happen. I just don't have to like that it has to happen.
I'm not sure that there's anyone that necessarily does, including the kids themselves.
They don't know any better. All they know is they're getting rid of waste. Now. Anyway, back to the movie. Let's wrap this review up. It's almost half an hour long. It's getting warm in here. It's getting really hot and humid.
Yeah, why is the fan on?
Because it would disturb the microphone. They would hear that over our voices, honestly. Which is why I try to keep the videos short when I do them in the summer. Or not at all. Hence why.
Okay.
You asked.
Get it.
All right. So based on everything that we have said, and we would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below, as to what you guys have agreed or not, or do not agree with, or just thought was hilarious during this long tangent of a review. I'm going to give this film from a 1 through a 10, a 9.5. 10 being the highest. Spectacular. I only give those scores to like Iron Giant or Star Wars: A New Hope.
So you're giving it what?
I'm giving it a 9.5.
9.5.
Yes. I think it was fun. It was entertaining. It's something I'd like to rewatch. I like all the themes and concepts that happened. It's a movie that I think anybody can watch. Even if you're not a believer in Christianity, you can still watch this movie and enjoy it. Even if you're not a fan or never heard of Rebecca St. James or For King and Country, you can still enjoy this film. If anything, this film might actually get you invested in the belief system of Christianity. It might get you invested in checking out Rebecca St. James or the band For King and Country. The fact that this is real life and this did happen, it's not based on a true story. I'm so sick of seeing that title thrown into the beginning of films. It's like, based on true events. Yeah, well, how much of it is real? 2%, while the rest is Hollywood magic? It's like, this is what happened. So, if you don't like it, well, you got something against the people that actually lived the events. But I think, overall, I think the film was pretty entertaining, except for the children. So, 9.5. What about you?
Oh, I'm not even really sure what to rate it. It's not a terrible movie. It's definitely not. It does have, I think, some good family elements to it. There's a lot that you could say about this movie, actually. I don't think I could go any lower than an 8. So, somewhere in between there of
Well, you
8
can
to
give
10.
it,
So.
you can give it an 8.5. You can give it a 9.
That's fine.
What do you want to give it? You got to give it a score.
I'll give it an 8.5, I guess.
8.5.
That's fine.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we close out? There goes your cap.
Yeah. No, not particularly.
Okay. So I said 9.5. My friend Michigan Man has said an 8.5. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an excellent day. Make sure you guys subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future content. And as always, we'll see you guys all in the next video or stream. Peace out.
Oh, I thought you were trying to do a salute for a second. That ain't how you do it. You don't use 2 fingers.
You want to do a peace out?
Okay.
We can rehearse this part. All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Okay. Enough.